Good morning, children. Okay, so today we are going to learn the geography lesson Australia, the flattest continent. Yes, what is that? Australia, the flattest. See, Australia, the flattest continent. Before that, I'm showing you in the globe. Where is Australia? Can you find this is a globe, isn't it? So, can you see? Okay. So, Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, here Antarctica. This is a Australia, isn't it, children? So here Australia, it is the, for example, its extent. What is the extent? Do you know that? Yes, it is very smallest continent. Asia, it is the largest continent, and what is that? Australia, it is a smallest continent. Okay, can you see this, children? Can you observe in this globe? This is a globe or your world map. In these all seven continents, it is the seventh continent and it is called smallest continent. Okay, and it is covered by this Australia, it is covered by Tasmania Island and Timor Sea, Arafura Sea and the Coral Sea. Yes, in the south, Tasmania, and Tasmania, it is having lots of islands, children, and it is bounded with the Indian Ocean. Means it is bounded with the, means Australia, it is lies in between Indian Ocean as well as the Pacific Ocean in the east. In the west, it is Indian Ocean. Understood? In the west and the south, southern part, completely this Australia, it is lies. Can you see in the globe? Yes, this part, it is called northern part. In between there is a equatorial line, isn't it, children? So here what you can see above the Antarctica, means entirely south and the southeastern part. Australia, it lies in the south and the southeastern part, and it is bounded with the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean, as well as northern part Timor Sea and the Arafura Sea, and in the eastern part Coral Sea, and in the south Tasmania Islands. Okay, children. So what is the latitudinal and the longitudinal length? We will see in that it lies between 10.45 degree to 43.39 south latitude. This is yes, you are all seeing these grids, isn't it? These lines, can you see? This is called latitudes, and these lines, it is called longitudes, isn't it? So in this 10.45 degree and 43.39 degrees south latitude, southern part. Okay, so this latitude, it lies, Australia lies in the south latitudes. Then 113.9 degree to 113.9 degree to 153.39 degree eastern longitude. This is eastern longitude, isn't it? So where is equator line? This is the equator line. So it is completely lies in the south latitude and the southeastern longitude. Understood? That is the location of the Australia, and bounded with the Pacific Ocean in the east and the Indian Ocean in the south and the southwest. Okay. Then Timor Sea, Arafura Sea and the Tasmania Islands. Yes, can you observe? Okay. So here population is very less. Why? Because half of the continent, it is in the desert only. In these Australia, so half of the continent, it is full of desert. Okay, and surrounded where there is a coastal part, there is one side. In the eastern part there is a mountain ranges, and only northern part and the Tasmania, we can see these are all the island. We can see the populations. Okay, so this is called very smallest, and according to the area also, it is very small. Geographical area also, it is very small, so that it is called smallest continent. Okay, and apart from that, what you can see? Okay, in these Australia, there is a one capital, only one capital. Whole Australia, there is one capital, that is Canberra. What is that? Canberra, it is a capital, and double the size of India. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಗಿಂತ 2 ಪಟ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ. ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ North America. North America, can you see here? Okay. So small. Australia, it is smaller than the North America, and two. What do you call that? This one. The size, double the size of the India. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕಿಂತ 2 ಪಟ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾಗಿಂತ ಒಂಚೂರು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ Australia. Okay, children, now we will see about the Australia land completely. We can see this. Yes, this is the political Australia, political map of Australia. This is the physical map of Australia. Now can you see this Arafura Sea, and what is this Tasmanian Island? This is Canberra. It has come to here, capital. Then Coral Sea, and this side it is Pacific Ocean, and this side it is bounded by Indian Ocean. Okay, then one more thing is it is Arafura Sea and the Timor Sea. Timor Sea is here located, and Arafura Sea it is located, and the Coral Sea it is located here, and the Tasmania it is located in this group. Okay, so I already said that latitudinal and the longitudinal length it is. Okay, and here these coastal line means what is that? All surrounded. These coastal line length is 19,310 kilometers long. How much it is? 19,310 kilometers. It is very long. Okay, then these Australian continent 600 meter above the sea level. This is the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, isn't it? So 600 meter above the sea level it is there. So it is very flat land we can see. For that reason, Australia it is called flattest land. And one more thing, it is called desert continent also. Why? Because almost this full part it is a western part, central and the western part, half of the central and the western part it is full of desert. For this reason, there is human being settlement we cannot see. Okay, so that it is barren land, and it is called desert continent also. One, it is flattest continent, and secondly it is called desert continent. Why it is flattest? Because it is 19,310 kilometers long coastal line it is having, and it is very flat. That land is very flat, so that it is called flattest land. And why it is desert? Because half of the Australia covered by desert. Okay, so that it is called desert continent, and it is very smallest continent. Why? Because only in the northern part and the half of the Tasmanian land we can see the what you can see population. Okay, so smallest continent it is. Then I already said that there is a physical division. And one more thing, children, how Australia comes, it is derived from the Latin word. Australia, it is derived from the Latin word austral. What is that? Austral. It is a word. It is a Latin word. Okay, so from that word Australia it came. And another thing is it is called Oceanica. Why? Because surrounded by sea and the ocean only. Understood? So these Oceanica, I already said that the coastal line is how much it is? 19,310, and refers to 10,000 islands, coral, coastal and the southern part. For example, here we can see the 10,000 coast, in these coastal lines only 10,000 islands we can see, children, especially Tasmania, include Tasmania, and here and the here what we can see 10,000, more than 10,000 islands we can see that. Okay, for that reason it is called Oceanica. What is that? Oceanica. Okay, there is a physical divisions, the eastern highland, the central lowland, the western plateau. So what are the three types of the divisions? Eastern highlands. Yes, can you see in this map? Okay, this is called eastern highlands, and this is called the central lowlands, and this is called the western plateaus. What is that? The western plateaus. Okay, so these three are the physical divisions of Australia. During the 17th century, actually it is newly founded almost. So during the 17th century, Captain James Cook, he was European sailor, he was founded the Australian land during the 17th century. Who's that? Captain James Cook. Understood? Okay, now we'll see what it is there in the divisions. These in the physical divisions. Okay, I already said that there is a 14. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, there is a three major. One is the Eastern Highlands, where we can see this part from the Cape York Peninsula. What is that? In the northern part, Cape York Peninsula, and in the south, Tasmanian Island. It has stretched. In between, there is a great dividing ranges are there. So early Europeans and the early Australian people, they were lived and they were crossing from Pacific to Australia. They are crossing these mountain ranges, so that they are called great dividing ranges. These great dividing ranges, it is stretched from Cape York to Tasmanian Island. Okay, so in this part only we can see the Sydney, Canberra, like that cities of the Australia. So this is called Eastern Highlands. Okay, in this Eastern Highlands, or these physical divisions, or this Australian, it is made from the Gondwana land, children. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಗೋಂಡ್ವಾನ lands. Okay, and in these great dividing ranges, or these mountain ranges, we can see in the New Cape York to Tasmanian Island. Okay, what is that? The Eastern Highland. These Eastern Highlands, the topmost mountain, it is called Mount Kosciuszko. What is that? Topmost mountain, Mount Kosciuszko. Mount Kosciuszko, it is the top. And apart from that, Mount Dalymink, Mount Kosciuszko, Mount Dalymink. Mount Kosciuszko, it is here, children. Okay, near the Canberra capital. Okay, so there only Mount Kosciuszko is there. Mount Kosciuszko, how much meter? 2,230 meter above the sea level. And 2,230 meters it is height, Mount Kosciuszko. Apart from that, Mount Darling Peaks. Okay, that is also one of the other mountains in this region, children. And secondly, the central lowlands, especially, children, one more thing. In the highlands, 94% less than what? How much it is? 94% less than and 600 meter above the sea level, it is comprising flat land, so that it is called flattest land. I already said about this, isn't it? And apart from that, these great dividing ranges, there is a South Wales, and the slopes are there, genty slopes, isn't it? Can you see that? Genty slopes and South Wales. So in this early Australian people, they are moving this road only. Okay, means that is called great dividing ranges. What is that? Great dividing ranges. Apart from that, Cape York in the northern part and the Tasmania in the southern part, it is stretched. Okay, and it is having the, means it is helps to the early Australian people. So it is called something is there, right? New England ranges. What is that? These great dividing ranges, what they can say? New England ranges. In that highest peaks, Mount Kosciuszko. Okay. Then secondly, the Great Barrier Reef. This is extends to the south. There is a Great Barrier Reef is there. So this is extend from north to south region. Okay. And it will stretches to the coral reef, where it is up to the coral reef, coral sea. Okay, Then secondly, the central lowland. This central lowland, it is good for the agriculture. So that half of the Australian people, they are located in this central lowlands. Okay, this central lowlands, it is having the three basins. One is Lake Erie Basin, secondly Murray-Darling Basin, and the third one is what is that? The Carpentarian lowland. What is that? The Carpentarian lowland. Murray-Darling Basin, where it is, this basin, it is called Murray-Darling Basin, and this is Lake Erie Basin, and the Lake Erie Basin, Murray Basin, Darling Basin, Erie Basin, and the other one is Carpentarian lowlands. What is that? Carpentarian lowlands. So these lands, these three lands, it is divided. The central lowlands, it is divided into Lake Erie Basin, Carpentarian lowland, and the Murray-Darling Basin. This basin, it is good for the agriculture, children. And one more thing, children, the Erie Basin, it is looking like a saucer shape. Saucer shape ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕಪ್ಪು ಬಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವ, ಟೀ ಕುಡಿಯುವಾಗ ಕಪ್ಪು ಜೊತೆ ಬಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, saucer ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. So like that saucer shape it is having. Okay, and here in this saucer shape we can see the artesian wells. What is that? Artesian wells ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಷಿಯನ್ ಬಾವಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ in between where there is a lowland or near the basins, what we can see, in between there is a spring water comes up, children. So that is called artesian wells. Nowadays so many Australian people, because of the agriculture purpose, they are making the holes. Okay, so that is called artesian wells. Apart from that, Murray-Darling rivers are there. So that basin, it is good for the agriculture. So many people, they are depending upon these agriculture only. Understood? Then apart from that, children, in these central lowland, there is a Gulf of Carpentarian lowland. Carpentarian, Gulf of, these are all called Carpentarian lowland. Coastal lines, they are all living, children. Understood? Then third one is called the Western Plateau. What is that? So can you see that this is Eastern Ranges. There is a Great Dividing Ranges and the New England Ranges, and it is called Central Lowland. In these Central Lowland, Darling Basin, Murray Basin, Lake Erie Basin, and the Carpentarian lowlands. Here what we can see, artesian wells. Why? Because it is a saucer shapes and the flattest. So in this land we can see the spring water comes up. So that is called artesian wells. Okay. Nowadays the man-made also it is there. So third one is the Western Plateau. This part is called Western Plateau. Which are the plateaus are there here? Why? Because desert continent it is called. Why? Because there is so many deserts in this Western Plateau, children. In that Thamsi Desert and McDonald Desert, Victoria Desert are the famous desert. In that Great Sandy Desert, where it is, this is called Great Sandy Desert. And one more, it is Gibson Desert. Great Sandy Desert, Gibson Desert, and Great Victoria Desert. So many deserts are there. It is can you see that in the brown color? So these are all called desert places. Victorian Desert, Great Sandy Desert, and the Victoria Desert, and the Gibson Desert. Apart from that, McDonald Desert, Thamsi Desert, these are all a desert it is covered. Great Sandy Desert, Gibson Desert, Victoria Desert are the major deserts. And in this Gibson Desert, this is the Gibson Desert, this is as old as Deccan Plateau in India. In India, Deccan Plateau is a very ancient and the oldest plateau. Like that, this Gibson Desert also, it is very oldest desert, children. Understood? Apart from that, children, there is a 14 continents. This is called Australian political map. In these, Canberra is the capital and Sydney also one of the places. And in this, having 14 countries in Australia. Okay, so it is called Oceania. What is that? Oceania. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane, Ottawa, Adelaide. So these and Canberra. These are all the cities we can see in this Australia. Okay, children. So, next class we will learn about the climatical condition and the wildlife and the agricultural industries of this Australia. Okay. So, please go through the lesson. Which are the three major divisions it is having physical divisions? Eastern Highlands, Central Lowland, Western Plateau. Which is the highest peak mountain? Mount Kosciuszko. So it is entirely lies in the south and the southeastern part. Understood? And it is very flattest continent and the smallest continent. 600 meter above the sea level it is there. Understood? Almost 95% smaller. So that it is called flattest continent, and almost half of the part is covered by desert. So that it is called desert continent. Understood? So please go through the lesson, children. Understood? And observe the map in your atlas book or in your test book. Okay? Please go through the lesson. Thank you.